That's why I call that case 0. And the second one, we're going to call that case 1. Dividends grow at a constant rate, G. That means if you know the dividend for 1 year, for the following year, it's going to be dividend that year times 1 plus the growth rate. So if you plug that in, and 0, 1 to infinity. Again, provided R is greater than G, this series is also convergent. And V0 becomes D1 over R minus G. If you don't know what D1 is, but if you knew last year's dividend, you can think of D1 as D0 times 1 plus G. On Thursday's class, I'm going to actually develop a template to do all these calculations. But for now, let's kind of understand things. Example, let's think about Coke. It has a stock ticker of KO. Come on. Not who, jail. No, statistics. Oh, it's in the summary. I can see it. Its expected dividend is $1.94 for next year. And assume 9% discount rate. And suppose the R is, let's find out the expected growth for Coke over the next 5 years at least. Analysis. 621. Okay. Not R. I did not know it made that. If you scratch it, actually erased it. It didn't do it under Windows 10. It's doing it under Windows 11. So value of Coke is going to be then 194 divided by 9% minus 6.21%. And I can calculate that right here. I think this humidity makes my keyboard repeat things. And that gives a value of $69.53. The current price of Coke, $59.62. Assuming my discount rate and the growth rate are proper, this would indicate that Coke is overvalued. So what do? You short. Again, don't ever trade based on an analysis like this. What we do in this class are kind of the general idea. Uh, when you're valuing a company, it's a much more elaborate process. But sometimes you can get obvious trade ideas. This could help you filter because there are 10,000 different stocks out there. If at a minimum you want to find a stock to buy, another stock to short, you got to kind of have simple filters to whittle down the candidates. We're going to find out in chapter 12 how to think about that discount rate, the so-called weighted average cost of capital or cost of equity, but we haven't gotten there yet. But let me see what I would have gotten. It has a, what is the beta? 0.59. So let's make that 0.60. That's 2.4. So R of 7.4 is probably more proper for Coke. And if we had done that, we would have gotten actually a value that is close to $190. But we're not going to worry about those yet. And I don't think Coke is going to grow at 6% indefinitely. If you think about it, in the long run, U.S. economy is expected to grow about 2.5% in real terms, add another 2.5% for inflation, that's 5%. So instead of 6.2, you should use 5. But if I did that, with G 5%, I'm going to go ahead and calculate it on my phone.